Hello everyone, welcome. Hello everyone, welcome back to Talking Reds, and this is a special episode between myself and Theo. We are going to be talking about the prices of tickets, the prices in general in football, and why they charge so much. And that's exactly the question that was asked on the Overlap fan debate the other day. Kieran Maguire was the special guest talking about finances in clubs, and the fans were basically saying, why do these clubs charge so much in terms of ticket prices? I'm also asking, why do Sky Sports charge so much? Why does BT charge so much? Because it's more than just these clubs that are charging big ticket prices. And I find it quite ironic that Carragher led this conversation on the Overlap when he was with Sky Sports. When in the lockdown, they charged, I can't think what game was it, West
It
Brom
was
Fulham.
£29 or £19 or something stupid. It's like a pay-per-view, wasn't it? Like a box office.
It was a pay-per-view. It was something like West Brom Fulham or something. It was a
boring
terrible game.
Yeah.
And they were going to charge £29 for people to watch it. So I find this ironic that Carragher were leading this for me personally, because the charge of football, when you've got people going to prison for 4 years for streaming illegal football, fair enough. It's illegal. It's against the law. It should be punished. However, this wouldn't happen if these companies came together and started thinking about the fans. And this is the main thing. Fans are being treated as customers. We've said this previously about FSG, but they're also being forgotten about. I think the grassroots of football has been forgotten about. I think fans are being forgotten about. It's all about making money. And that's from media companies to the clubs as well. Theo, what's the biggest issue in football right now in terms of the money side of things?
I think in terms of the ticket prices, I think the problem is that it doesn't matter if you're a local, if you live in Liverpool, you live wherever. It doesn't matter, because I think you're going to get tourists coming in to fill Anfield. You're going to get tourists coming in to fill Stamford Bridge, Old Trafford. Even the lower teams now, you look at Villa, you look at, I don't know, maybe Luton. Maybe they're the anomalies where they're still got local, the local fan base is there. There's enough people to fill the stadium locally. But the bigger stadiums, the bigger clubs, it doesn't matter whether it's locals or 9 times out of 10, I've been to Anfield, I've been to Chelsea and Stamford Bridge and, Old Trafford, St James's. A lot of it's tourists now. Spurs, another one. It doesn't matter. The owners now, as we said before, don't really care about who's in the stadium as long as someone's in the stadium. And that's what it all comes down to. They can charge what they want. I remember years ago, it was £35 for a ticket, and that's probably most of your top range, categorized Premier League football matches, £45 at most. Some of these tickets now are going at £66, £67 for like a normal Premier League game. Now, if you want to buy 4 of those tickets, you're talking in the region of £300 and something. If you're not local to the stadium, like I'm not at Stamford Bridge, I'd have to get train tickets or drive down. That's travel. So you're talking another £300, £400. That's not even a joke either. That's probably on a good day. Could be double that.
To London. Yeah.
If I've got to stay over, then there's got to be a hotel. Then that's talking another 200. So you're talking £1,000 just to get to a football game. That's before you even step foot into the stadium, before you buy your £10 pints or your burger for beer and burger or whatever that you drink or eat for £15. So then times that by 4 if you've got 4 tickets. So there's a lot of things that the ownerships, the people that own these clubs aren't really too bothered about locals anymore. It's a shame, because I think a lot of locals miss out. I think a lot of people that, my like I said to you before, my son's a Liverpool fan. He's been to Anfield a handful of times. That's cup games, pre-season games, a couple of league games. But, I'd love to take him and get him a season ticket. That's never going to happen. There's people that have been waiting on that waiting list for Anfield for 30, 40 plus years that, someone has to unfortunately pass away before they can hand that ticket over. That's just the God's honest truth. I know that's actually happened at Anfield. So I think these owners and these companies, these TV companies, are just squeezing every bit of pounds out of everyone that they can. And they know they can do it because there's a demand for it. They know that
someone will do it. Yeah, someone, like you said, if local fans don't go into the stadiums, and someone's going to pay.
Someone's going to pay it. Someone's going to be in that mega store. Yeah. You go to Anfield, or you go any of the top clubs. 9 times out of 10, you'll bump into at least 30 people with the Megastore bags. They've got a fresh kit in there that costs £100. They've got the water bottle or whatever else they get from the Megastore. And they're only there for the day. If you walk around the city centre in Liverpool, match days or the day after match days, the amount of people that are just, and this is no criticism to them, it's a fair play to them, but
yeah, fair play to them for doing it.
Fair play. The non-locals that come here, and they're the ones who are first dibs on the tickets, which I think again is unfair, but they're willing to pay the £200, which sometimes it is £200 to get a ticket at Anfield. It's just the way it is. But more needs to be done. I think there needs to be a cap on tickets. I think there should be. I know Liverpool do try and help the locals by doing ballots for L postcodes. If you live in the Liverpool region or area, you potentially could get a ticket, but it's very few and far between. But they should put a cap on the tickets first of all. There needs to be more regulation around it in terms of, especially the top clubs that are earning a lot more. I can understand like a Luton or Ipswich Town or whoever, but the top clubs should be capped at so much, £40 for a top Premier League game, £20 for cup games, £15, whatever. They need to cap it. And Sky, BT, or whatever they're called now, TNT, DAZN, all of those companies need to have a look at themselves in the mirror, because we live in England and yet we can't watch 3 p.m. kickoffs in England still. I mean, you go to America, they've got every single game on at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So there's something wrong within the society, in a societal problem where you can't watch 3 p.m. kickoffs of your own club. I don't know. The last thing for me is I think they should do what they do in NBA. I don't know if they still do this, but they used to, where you literally buy and they do it in League One, they do it in League Two and Championship, where you can buy a season ticket and watch just your games. I can't remember how much it is, might be 40, 50 quid, but you can get that and watch every single game for the season. Now, if they've done that for Chelsea, I think
people would do that. Yeah,
I'd pay £100 a year for that.
Yeah, I think it's someone like Netflix or Amazon would take over at some point, which Netflix has just taken over wrestling, haven't they? So they've got wrestling on. If they did something like that for football, they'd make the money. They'd make more than enough the money. Every single guy that follows football, every single woman that follows football will buy it. I can assure you that. If it's like just an extra £10 on my Netflix, and I can watch every game possible.
Yeah,
I'm paying it.
I'd pay £100. Honestly, I'd pay £100, even if it was £25, £30 extra a month on top of your current Netflix subscription or wherever it is. I'd pay it, because the cost that it takes to get to a game, and I know it's not the same. You don't get the buzz, you don't get the hype of getting to the stadium, whatever. Yeah. But at least I know I'm guaranteed to watch that game every single weekend or every single week or midweek games. But I think more needs to be done at the lower level as well, because there's such a gap from the top. Yeah. I go to Lee Sports Village, which is where Manchester United under-21s play. I've been to some of the under-21s for Liverpool. I've been to Southport, where Everton have played their development football as well. I've been to Crewe Alexander for their games. And, the ticket prices are actually reasonable. I've been to the women's games. I went to the Liverpool women's Everton derby not too long ago at Goodison Park. I think it was like £5 a ticket. It's still a good day out, for the kids and whatever else. So I think that there's a massive gap between youth football, women's football, men's footballs all the way up here. There needs to be something in the middle ground where,
and then Premier League even further up. Yeah.
We need to cap it. They need to cap it so that locals who work 9 to 5, who work within the city, who are pumping money into that city, are able to get to the games as well, because that's what some people actually just live for.
I think it's a society problem as well. I think it's a lot of it comes from governments, and I think for me, people accept it.
Yep.
We accept a certain way of running, just like when we speak about FSG, we accept their way of running. So things like the contract situations come about because we've accepted this way of running. So we can't really complain about if you're going to accept it. If you're going to accept the hiking the ticket prices, then don't complain when do it again and again and again and again.
But this is where the walkouts need to happen. Yeah. The walkouts need to happen.
That's what needs to happen in terms of ownerships, in terms of we need to boycott skies and things like that until they start changing.
Yep.
And the same with governments. You accept a certain standard of government, they're going to get away with. They're going to do it even worse because you've accepted it. And it's a society thing where people need to stand up and say, look, the reason why we want this ownership out, or the reason why we want, we're not going to buy. The same with BBC right now. A lot of people boycotting BBC.
Yep.
For all the things they've done, but they're standing up. We're not paying TV license just for EastEnders. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
all the things have done as well. People need to stand up. I think that in terms of ticket price and everything like that. And these discussions are good to be had on likes of overlap debate, but make sure you call out your own as well. And directly at Jamie Carragher there specifically, because you can't complain about ownerships doing it and clubs doing it. If
Liverpool's doing it.
yeah, Liverpool doing it, you don't call them out ever, and your own company's doing it, trying to rinse all money out of it, and it's all just money becomes more richer, becomes more richer, greed becomes greedier, and that's what it is. It's a money ran world, and that's the way it is. But I think there needs to be more human aspects in people and morals, and think about. I can't. My son's only one at the moment, but my daughter's she's a Liverpool fan, and I want to take him to Liverpool games, but there's no chance I can. Absolutely zero chance I can. There's no way I can afford it.
It's difficult because, like I said, even if money was no object and you could just go and use a millionaire, you still would probably struggle to get a ticket just because of how the system is set up. Even Chelsea, I mean, I can as a Chelsea fan, I can say that I've had memberships for years at Chelsea, and even having a membership doesn't guarantee you a ticket; it just guarantees you early dibs, early pickings at a ticket, or a chance of getting one. You go into Chelsea's ticketing system, there's a virtual waiting room every single game. Now, you could be in that virtual waiting room for 20 minutes, half an hour, and you could get into that virtual waiting room, and there's only junior tickets left, or there's only the £75 tickets left. If you don't want that, then you've lost out, but you still pay your membership every year. So it's just, I think there needs to be a like I said at the start, a regulation or some sort of regulator that sort of sets boundaries, sets something where you can't go over a certain threshold for tickets for whatever game it is. It doesn't matter if it's Liverpool United or Liverpool and Tranmere Rovers. It doesn't matter. These are the thresholds. These are the maximum you can charge someone, and this is the minimum if you want to put a minimum in there. But you can't go above that. I think there should only be a certain amount allocated to people that don't live in the area, or when I say the area, I mean tourists from abroad. I know Liverpool fan have got a sort of fan base worldwide, so there's people that come further than the UK. So there should only be a amount that if you don't live in the UK, you don't get a ticket straight away. And that sounds harsh to the outsiders, the tourists or whatever, but like I said, there's locals, not just in Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, where the locals that live around the area, they probably live stone's throw from Anfield, can't even get a ticket because there's a tourist sat 2 rows from the front with a phone out watching the game through the lens.
The irony of it all. Stumpeg said it the other day. I think it was Stumpeg that said it the other day on Overlap. The fact that these tourists come for these atmospheres, the experiences, not getting the atmosphere, the experience because the fans that sing are not there.
That, and they're on the phones. They're literally. I've watched someone at Chelsea record pretty much 60% of the game on their phone. And for me, I'm not saying again if that's what you want to do that. But when I go to the game, I'm there to watch the game. I want the experience.
My phone won't be out in my pocket. Yeah.
So it's just. I think football's losing its identity a little bit. Yeah, it is
for the fans. Yeah,
it is. It's losing.
Grassroots. It's been built by working class people, and it's forgetting working class people. It literally is, and this is what I'm saying about accepting. A lot of our fan base accept FSG as the owners have said this, but they treat us as customers rather than fans, and we need to get away from that. We need to get away from this franchise mindset, this business mindset. We need to get, and the only way it happens if change at government. I think change needs to happen at government. I think change needs to happen at ownership levels. But if that doesn't happen, fans need to stand up.
Yeah.
Stop paying the Sky, stop paying BT, stop going to games, hurt them with the pockets, because that's when they'll change, because they have done before. I think that's the final change. Yeah,
this is it. Just my final word. I don't think it will ever change until we put some sort of rules in place that stops tourists taking tickets and touts as well. I think touts is a big thing.
Yeah, definitely. But it's become done.
If you get rid of those sort of things, and I don't want to say that no tourist is allowed to a stadium.
No, definitely not. No, they make us the world. They make us the fan base that we are.
No, of course, but at the same time, locals like yourself and people that support the club, and you could all boycott. But like I said at the start, there's always going to be a tourist that comes from Germany or Sweden or Ireland or America or Hong Kong, they're always going to come over and they're going to fill the stadium. So until those regulations are in place, us people that, just want to pay and go and watch the game, we could boycott every game till 2040. It doesn't matter, because if people are still buying those tickets, then the owners are still winning. So it's hard. It's a tough one.
I think it's a big society problem, and we certainly don't. We want tourists to come. Obviously, they make the club, but like you said, there needs to be like a limit of certain things, and putting maybe not local fans first, but just like in general fans in terms of this country first, in terms of the clubs. I get that. I do get that, and we don't want to. And I just think it's just run by greed. Greed gets more greed. I can't stand this. I can't stand greediness. I can't stand people that talk, because I know if I ever made that sort of money, I'd be giving out. And that's just the way it'd be brought up. I think it's just where people are being brought up. I think that's how they do. But nothing's changed until we change it ourselves, I think.
100%.
For me, and call it out. I'm glad we have these conversations, Theo. We need these conversations about it. Thank you for joining me on both streams. You guys won't see that other stream that we recorded until tomorrow, so make sure you get your notification bells on to see that other stream myself, Theo, and Kojo recorded a minute ago. Thank you everyone for watching. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and come on this journey with us on Talking Race. Thank you for watching.